So that I could. So number one, I'm never going to be equal. Number two, taken from Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. And I'm the one, whereas you are always the many, because people will have several relationships, they'll have children, there'll be all sorts of things going on. Then I believe that I believe in free will. So I didn't understand until very recently that having a dyslexic brain means that I don't accept what I'm offered just for the sake of it. I always look for angles all the time. And the final one is every day is a gift. So by having that internal psychology running, I can justify my way out of engaging with women at all. And a couple of the women that I have engaged with, I'll talk about this later maybe, but there was an incredibly attractive yoga teacher that I met at the gym, and I'd made this flippant comment about how girls who have fathers that leave them have daddy issues, and her father had left her. Anyhow, so she offered to apply some ointment to my shoulder, which is like, it's like inside my personal area, and like skin on skin. So I got very uncomfortable with it, and ultimately I had to stop, because what I noticed is that I'm very sexually attracted to her, but she's the same kind of disaster as the woman I nearly got married to, and I can't stop myself from trying to help people, but I now know it's not my place to. So I have self-sabotaged at least 4 opportunities in the last 10 years.
Wow.
I know, I'm so broken.
Well, no, I don't think everybody's broken. I think they're parts of themselves that are missing, or let's say you've disconnected from them. They're there. It's just, how do we get back to them? How do we find that belief that will allow us to believe that we are good enough, so that we can have a relationship, even if they are distracted or disconnected from their own parts. You know, how can I still stand in my brilliance, and how can I allow them to be brilliant in the way they need to be in order that we can have a relationship? And I think that's really key here. And, you know, you getting triggered by thinking you're going to automatically go into the rescuer role, but you are different from where you were when the person that you were going to marry. You're different. Yes, you're triggered. Of course, there are things that will trigger you, and you kind of go, well, yes, I've remembered that, and we stick on that. But we have to then ask ourselves, is it really true? What can I do that would allow me to have a relationship and be sure I don't go into that rescuer role? How can I facilitate in a different way myself and that person?
Sorry.
Yes.
Well, and then that goes back to the initial question, do I want a relationship? To which the answer, and I don't know how much of this is self-fulfilling prophecy, but I am sexually attracted to women. I mean, in the gym, I hadn't really noticed actually until someone pointed it out, but you've got all these women, you know, in tight outfits showing off their body, you know, sweating. Apparently gyms are there's a lot of sex goes on between. Apparently I did not know this, but that's because I'm not paying attention anyway. So I can look at a woman and go, wow, yeah, what it comes down to is I'd really like to have sex with you, not I'd really like to have a relationship with you, because the relationship takes work. And it's work that I guess the childhood lack of intimacy it doesn't equate to me to spend time, because I cannot. Look, once or twice, if someone wants to talk through their problems, I'm a great listener. I'll let them talk. But if you're still talking about the same thing, even a month later, and have not changed something you're doing, that is really going to piss me off. So I know that how broken we'll say broken. It's just a shortcut. I know how broken I am, and as a result of that, I've become aware of listening to people, and I hear how broken everyone is. The mental health crisis that hit during COVID was always there. It just peaked up over COVID. So it's the cost benefit analysis does not tally.